It is so
We're not
creepy.
live. Okay, we're live. All right. Hi, everybody. How's it going right there? Live shot of Portland, Oregon, because we are live. Sometimes you have a little bit of a sound issues that do come through, but we are live and broadcasting with you. Hello. This is Digital Trends Live. This is our daily show here from Digital Trends, where we talk about the trending tech topics of the day and bring you all kinds of interviews. Lots going on today. We are broadcasting live, which means we can take your comments and questions as they come through. I want to say hi to Rocky Alexander. We've got Al, who's in Georgia, Norman, who's in Massachusetts, all coming through on Facebook. But we're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, all of those platforms. So drop your questions in there. Let's kind of run down what we're going to be talking about today, though. So we have an action-packed show. We're here in Portland, Oregon, as you saw by that opening shot. But we have a studio in New York as well, and in just a little bit, we're going to be heading to New York with our editor-in-chief, Jeremy Kaplan, who's going to be joined by Terry Fator. Yes, Terry Fator, winner of America's Got Talent. He's been at the Mirage for, I think, like 10 years in Vegas right now. One of the biggest performers in the world is going to be in our studio in New York. So we're going to be having him on with Jeremy. That's coming up. We also have Kim Wetzel, live in Las Vegas. We're going all over the country today. So Kim Wetzel, our smart home editor, is going to be interviewing Amy Guy, the VP of marketing for Electrolux. And that is going to be at the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show in Vegas. Just kind of gave a whole bunch of information right there. Kim, live in Vegas, talking about brand new smart ovens. So that's going to be really exciting. And we have Luke Larson, our computing editor, coming in here for an unboxing of the new Razer Blade Stealth laptop. Just the name alone sounds pretty awesome. It's also in quartz pink. So we'll be unboxing that live here on the show. I'm Greg Nibbler here in Portland, Oregon, and we are with Dan Gall. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
Dan providing his already excited about the interview, providing his own puppet, although he forgot the puppet. Have you ever tried ventriloquism?
Probably as a kid.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think every kid does.
Oh, hi there. How's it?
Hi, how are you?
That's just the warm-up. That's the warm-up for Terry Fator here.
We're going to do the whole show with ventriloquism.
The whole entire thing is going to be doing this. I'll be voicing Dan. Dan's voicing me. It's a whole new thing we're going to try out here on the show today.
That's so creepy and cool.
All right, let's get into some tech topics here, because we've got a lot to get through. And the first thing we have to say, in case you don't follow tech, that's the only way you wouldn't know what's happening today. And it is the Samsung Unpacked event. For weeks now, we've been leading up to this event that's happening later on today. It's 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be rebroadcasting it here live with a bunch of Digital Trends folks talking about it as we go through. But for weeks now, everything has been leaked, I feel like, from this upcoming event. So this is where Samsung reveals all their new products, and we've had so many people. I mean, it's like the worst kept secrets ever.
There's no secrets.
There's no secrets.
I mean, it's obvious. They leaked them themselves, right?
Do you think that's what it is? Because I feel like if that's, I mean, maybe that's the case. Part of the leaks, you know, there's all kinds of the different people who claim to get photos of it or hands-on videos, but then even in Norway, they aired an S10 commercial a couple of days ago. Oops. It actually aired.
Darn it.
Yeah, what do you mean? That's a secret. So they aired that, and now, just since it is today, we have one more leak to just throw on here for the event, and that is probably a picture of the actual Galaxy Fold, as they're calling it, the foldable phone that we have a picture that supposedly could be it. It's from a place called Slash Leaks, I believe is what the name of this site was. There's all these different sites that are just dedicated to that, and that's supposedly the picture of the itself.
It's a really wide phone, by the way, and then really thick when it's folded up. At least according to these pictures.
Right. I mean, because it's got to be thick if it's going to be completely folded up into your pocket. I mean, let me ask you: is this something you would want? Are you interested in a foldable phone, or is it just kind of just fluff?
Well, so like. It reminds me of when mobile phones first came out and they were the big suitcase or a brick. And I feel like the foldable phones are in that first iteration because and hopefully future generations, they get thinner, right?
Yeah.
Especially folded. And then I could see like, you know what? I have an iPad when I travel with and it's kind of small. I wish I could get a bigger one, but I don't want a big one all the time. So it'd be like, or if it's my phone, if I could make it bigger so if I'm traveling and I can watch movies on it or something. That's where I see it being useful, but I wouldn't get one right now.
Right, especially when they're first coming out. I mean, there's a couple of, we have the Royal Flex Pi that we saw at CES that is out, but I mean, this is the first major company.
And I carry my phone in my front pocket, so I can't imagine this would make my pants really tight.
That's true. That's a good point. I mean, I thought smaller was supposed to be better.
Yeah.
But we'll see what it all is, because I mean they're gonna unveil it today. We'll probably find out the pricing. We've seen everything from $1,800 to $2,400 when this thing comes out, which is more than a really nice laptop.
Yeah. It's you would really need to love to be first gen. Wanting to have something that nobody else has to get this. I don't see the practical reason for it right now.
Right.
I would need that explained to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a good one, but I don't see it.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like every manufacturer is out there trying to come up with one right now. So we'll see what it is. I'm curious to see what the software is, if there's any kind of, what they've done with that. Supposedly they've been working with Google for software where you might be able to have 3 different functions going at the same time. There might be a screen on the back as well.
I'm more excited just the fact that screens are getting to the point where they can do this.
Yeah.
Because we've been waiting forever. I remember back when OLEDs were first announced, and they were talking about hanging them on the walls, making them fold up and disappear or roll up, and we're finally starting to get that now. Like CES, they had the rollable TV that went down into an ottoman.
Yep.
We're finally getting there, which I think is really cool. And eventually one day, we'll have it where it just is part of a wall, and when it's off, you don't see it.
Right, where it's
or
just
in a window.
Rolls back up.
Yeah.
Alexis just said, looks interesting. Interested in that. We've got some other, somebody else, and I'm sorry, I can't read her name, it's in Cyrillic, but it says, having so many Samsung S10 Fold leaks, imagine Samsung doing only a 10-minute Unpacked event.
You guys already know.
You know what it is. Here it is. They just lay it all out on a table.
As we said earlier.
We're good.
Who would want a foldable phone? I'm curious, like in the audience, like what would you use it for? Like how can you envision using it?
I mean, I can see it for, one of the other things was talking about for gaming, like developing some kind of maybe exclusive gaming
like
for
a Twitch style maybe on Samsung?
Twitch style. I mean, because if you do have 3 screens, so if you have the 2 that fold together, I guess 1 screen that folds, but then another screen on the back, maybe you could hold it up and have people
I can see that.
playing on 2 sides. That would be
Maybe
worth
they
$2,400 to me.
Well, maybe they license it out once it starts, get the kinks out, and maybe there's a PlayStation phone or something like that, right?
Yeah, get developers involved.
Nintendo Switch.
Right.
Yeah.
Foldable Switch.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, seeing what they're going to do with that side of it, I think, like you said, just the idea that foldable screens are a thing now, that's cool. That's the technology that I'm excited about. There's one, TCL is working on one that's a phone that would. I mean, this is a patent, but it's basically a phone that you could wrap around your wrist.
The slap
wrist?
wrist?
It's like a slap phone.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want a slap phone. Well, I don't think we're going to get that today, but we will find out a lot. So Samsung Unpacked, that is happening.
They did miss an opportunity.
Dan, tell them what your idea
All
was.
right. So the S10, the Galaxy S10 is, partially numbered because it's the 10-year anniversary for the Galaxy S. And I really felt like they missed an opportunity to call it the SX. iPhone X, SX, which one's better?
Which is going to sell more?
I don't know.
I mean, I think you may be onto something with that. And then just have them be really, really sensitive about every time somebody says it. No, it's S10. The X is a 10. It's not SX.
S10. Just like iPhone X or iPhone 10. I don't know which one to say, but everybody knows what you're saying.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've got that. So Samsung Unpacked coming up later today. You can watch right here at Digital Trends. You don't need to go anywhere. We'll be broadcasting live, I think, at like 10:50. So we'll kind of recap everything we expect to see and then roll into the event at 11 a.m. Got a comment right here. Keelan says, as long as I can ignore phone calls, I don't care if it folds or dances. Well, that's true. That's true. I can agree with that.
Do people call anymore? I mean, I feel like it's all Snap and...
It's spam.
Yeah.
I just get spam calls.
I pretty much ignore everyone unless it's somebody in my address book.
Yeah, Brian says foldable phones is like 4-wheel steering. Not much true benefit compared to the amount of breakability that's introduced with the design. That's true. This is going to be the most breakable phone ever, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter, you can't drop it on either side without breaking it in some way. Well, there's lots to go with that. So drop in your comments, questions. Let us know what you think of that, and we'll kind of go through these comments as we go through. But speaking of comments, it's time for Read 'em and Weep. This is where we take a look at some of the comments that have come through across our many platforms. You never know what you're going to get. I don't know what we're going to get. Jake takes a lot of time in the morning to pull these from different videos and articles.
Good job, Jake.
And we get a surprise every time. But it's just to emphasize that we here at Digital Trends do read the comments. This isn't a site where you can drop something in and we're not going to see it. We'll see it. And sometimes we may even respond to some weird ones. Okay.
Sometimes it may be just like a phone call, though, and we choose to ignore it.
Just hang up on that one.
Yeah.
All right, Moises. Regarding Elon Musk says that it would only cost $500,000 to live on Mars. Is he going to put a Walmart on Mars too? Because that's all I could afford after dropping $500,000. It's true. I think it'd probably be an Elon Mart. Like I'm picturing his idea of his empire that he's basically going to make.
Minions?
Yeah,
his own minions, yeah.
'Cause the thing is, it's only $500,000, but you get there. What are you gonna do? Like you work
Build
for
a
Elon.
statue.
Yeah,
Build Elon.
All right, so who wants to eat today? Here's what we're doing. We're building an Elon statue. It's not like you can just quit and walk away.
Yeah, but you know what? If you think about it, $500,000 sounds like a lot of money, but for the amount of technology being built and I would just think the cost of these programs to try to figure out how to get people there, $500,000 sounds like a bargain.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in that aspect, it would be. Would you go there?
Hell no.
Because, I mean, you got to assume, because he said the price coming back would be free, the ticket back, because there is no coming back.
I mean, my life would have to be absolutely horrible here to want to escape it, to go to someplace even more horrible.
I want to spend a year in a tube with 10 other people to get to a planet.
It's going to be like a horror movie. You know, one guy's going to go crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody would go crazy.
And then you get on Mars, and it's like freezing at night. And
you're stuck with some jerk, like, and you can't go anywhere.
You're definitely going to have, like, vampire aliens hunting you.
Well, where's this? You got a good idea there. I don't know about the Walmart, but there it is. Dropping $500,000 to move there. Okay, Atik, regarding Digital Trends Live, 2/19/19, Samsung commercial airs in Norway. You should all kill yourself after streaming this freaking video, although the music is good. Wow. I'm not sure.
This is one of those ones I want to hang up on.
Yeah, I know. That's one that you definitely ignore. I'm not sure if that's for the video that we had or for the broadcast, for the live broadcast, or if you're talking about specifically that we aired the Samsung commercial. I mean, I feel like we kind of had to do that, but Atik basically wants us to go to Mars at this point, I think is what he's implying with that.
I think so.
Well, Atik, you watched it, so that's okay. We'll go on there. You still viewed. All
Hang up.
All right, Mace Mason.
That's a great name.
I wonder if this is actually
that could also be in a news headline,
or if this is like P. Diddy's buddy. I'm not sure.
Or like a police command. Mace
Mason here, Detective Mace Mason. Bigger battery enfolding, top ad appeal, but BMW's i8 remains ultra niche. $150,000 Prius. Okay.
with doors that swing up.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Doors swing up.
Yeah, they got wing doors.
Okay, well, see.
Yeah.
Wing doors, I feel like that adds a little bit of value.
Now, if you could put wing doors on a Prius, that might be a little compelling.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I could
drive really slow, put the doors up.
Put them up.
Yeah, I'm in a Prius.
Well, Mace, there you go. I'm sorry, the Feel So Good dollars didn't last so long. So, $150,000 Prius. All right, let's go on.
You know what? I have to agree with them, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Like, I think the i8s look cool, and I think they're pretty interesting cars. But they're slow. For what you pay, like the money you spend, you can get like a car that is actually more interesting. I think, at least
for $150,000. Yeah, I would think you could definitely do something.
Oh, probably without wing doors. Yeah. And the wing doors definitely add about $80,000.
Really, the added bonus. Yeah. When it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Pantless land shark. All right, to drive its virtual world.
No pant land shark.
Ready Player One needed a custom AI engine. Too bad Spielberg didn't use that AI to write a better script.
You know what? I loved that movie.
I actually liked it too. I think the book is better.
I haven't read the book.
But I thought it was still a good movie.
Yeah, you know what? I went into that movie expecting like a really crappy movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, but I heard that some people liked it. And then I watched, at the end I was like, actually, you know what? That was pretty good. You know what? If it was AI written, I felt like it would have no emotion.
Yeah.
No emotion.
Yeah, none.
Greg, how are you? My name is Dan.
Dan's newest character debuting right now. What a show. Well, Pantless Land Shark, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I feel like AI would come up with a better name than that, but maybe not. Either way, we appreciate the comment.
There's supposed to be a second movie, right?
Yeah, he's writing another book.
I thought the book was already out.
The first book is. I don't think the second book's out yet.
Okay.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
I thought we did
We're
a
not
story
experts.
about movies. You need
Yes,
your
we did
books you
about
need to read before the movie comes out.
Yes, he wrote a different book that I
Okay.
think is going to be made into a movie.
Yeah.
Clearly, we're settling all this. This is what you come for. Is Dan and Greg try to decide if there's another book? All right. Paul Ashbury. They're real. We slipped on Nike's hyper-adapt self-lacing sneakers. No more cursive handwriting in schools, and now kids won't know how to tie their shoes.
Or drive.
Awesome. That's true. I mean, yeah, sorry, Paul.
Where's the world going? Apparently to
is.
Mars.
Yeah, back in my day, you had to tie your own shoes.
You know, if you go to Mars, do you really want to have shoes that you have to tie yourself?
That's true. I mean, that's one thing you don't want to have to waste time with. I will say we have the Nike Adapt people actually coming on the show tomorrow. They're going to be here in studio tomorrow with the self-lacing shoes. So we're going to get to look at them in person. So if that's your comment, you could definitely chime in tomorrow. You can leave that to them directly. I'll see how they respond.
I want to, you know, like my problem sometimes is like lacing too tight.
Yeah.
You know, like with anything, like say like you're snowboarding, you put your boots on too tight or whatever, and your feet fall asleep.
Yeah.
Is that like something you got to worry about with self-tying
It just
shoes?
keeps on going. Like,
yeah.
Stop.
Ah! How do you? Is there like an emergency eject?
That is a good point, actually.
Get them off me.
Reboot. It's just slowly squeezing you. That's where the robots start winning, is right there.
That's when someone hacks your shoes and messes with you on purpose.
Shoe hacking.
You hack the billboards in the sky, and then you hack people's shoes.
Something else to worry about right there. Well, let's talking about robots. Somehow I'm going to make that transition. Let's talk about this. We've got another tech headline. And this is a story that's actually on Digital Trends right now, and I found it pretty fascinating. And it has to do with new robotics. And a lot of times we talk about Boston Dynamics, kind of being one of the leaders in innovative robotics, but also creepy robotics.
Horror movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they're a little bit of both. But some of the stuff is actually pretty interesting. This is not coming from them. This is coming from the French National Center for Scientific Research. And Boston Dynamics usually goes with kind of their robot dogs. Well, they are going for a robot ant.
French Dynamics.
French National Center for Scientific Research.
Robot ant. We compared it to Ant-Man.
We did.
And Boston Dynamics.
Yes.
Because it's called the Ant Robot?
Yes.
Robot
well,
ant?
Antbot is
Antbot,
basically the
yes.
name that's being given it.
Antbot.
There goes Dan and his Antbot again.
Oh, gosh. I see a huge thing tying in here, by the way.
Yes, you're going to work it all in together.
Right.
It's all going to happen. So what's going on with this is they actually used ants to help inspire how this robot works. It's
Not just any ants. Ants that live in the desert, because their pheromones don't work in the heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
So these ants have to use polarized light to guide their way.
Yeah, versus like they're saying GPS in the forest, et cetera, it doesn't really work. It's not very reliable for a thing like robots. So they're like, how else can we have them navigate?
And this is using polarized light. So this robot does not have GPS. It actually explores its surroundings and uses the light to guide itself through.
Look at that. That thing's ready to kill you.
Oh, it is so
my gosh.
ready. Yeah, it is not pleased with humans.
Watch how it walks like that. Every step, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's already got confidence, you can tell. So,
One of the things they talk about is that this will work really well on planets.
Yes.
Like not just on Earth. So if you think about it, Elon.
Yep, exploring other planets and using these. That's one of the ideas for them. That they said, for maybe disaster areas or someplace, remote areas, because GPS isn't always super reliable.
No.
It can be off by quite a bit. I mean, if any of us who have used it for directions know it can be completely
If
off.
you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Like they're talking about using this as maybe ways to rescues, save people, go exploring in caves, underground, etc. There's no GPS down there, but there's no light either in some of those places. So then I'm curious, how does that work?
Yeah, how it's going to manage that. So, yeah, that's a good question.
It's literally like, a horror movie. If you think about it, like I love Pitch Black.
Yeah.
They're on a foreign planet.
Uh-huh.
It's like we got these killer robots coming. They're guided by light, but all we have to do is wait until darkness.
You just need the guy with the blue eyes to help.
Only travel in the darkness.
This robot, it's not something that's going to be out yet, but they're definitely studying it and looking at different ways for robotics to guide themselves, which is a pretty interesting concept.
I think it's interesting. Yeah, I love it.
Alexis says, new movie, ant robots on Mars. So there we go. I think
It's not like snakes on a plane.
the sequel to Pitch
Bots
Black.
on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to. I think we have time for one more here.
We always run out of time,
We
Greg.
always run out of time. That's the problem. We need to just make this show like 3 hours long, and then we'll have a beer somewhere in there. All right.
All right.
Let's go.
Bourbon.
Let's go to this next one. Yes, bourbon. Let's go to this next one here. So this is another interesting story from Digital Trends. So if you go to our emerging technology site, there's lots of really fascinating stories about people working on tech and just developing different things. And this is one about, I'll just give you the headlines. Doctors may be able to test how much pain a person is in. So the way they're doing this, and they kind of compared it to, we can test for breathalyzers. We can test like intoxication, those kinds of things. This is another way to test what level of pain someone is feeling. And there's a lot of science behind it as far as how it all works, but they can actually gauge somebody with that. So they can test you and gauge it.
It's with the blood. So apparently, I'm sure when someone's in some level of pain, a certain chemicals released in the blood that they're testing,
Yeah.
and probably depending on how much is in that is how they can tell how much pain you're in. Again, because pain is subjective, and actually can be used in nefarious ways as well. And
Right.
I think it's actually pretty cool. But I think it's a little extreme. Physical therapy, if you had to get blood drawn every time you went into PT.
That doesn't hurt.
How much pain? And if you're fearful of needles, and you're like,
It just shoots right up.
Yes.
I think there's some good ideas because as far as like opioids, not over prescribing things to people, so they know where they're actually at.
Or fraud, right? Like if
fraud.
someone gets in a car accident and they're saying, "Oh, my neck," and they're not actually
Right.
in
It's
any
like,
pain.
that doesn't actually hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. It'll be interesting to see how that all works out. But just the idea of it is fascinating. You can read about that at digitaltrends.com, just like everything else we've been talking about. But we need to kind of wrap this up because we have to head to our New York studio. Dan, thank you once again for joining us here.
You're welcome.
See Dan next Wednesday with his new robot ant.
Bye, everybody.
There he is, Dan Gall, right here.
I can't not move my lips.
You have to. This is why we have somebody who's an expert that's going to be on here in just a second. So going forward, coming up here on the show, we are going to have Kim Wetzel joining us in Las Vegas. So we'll be joined by her. But right now, we're going to head to our New York studio, and we are going to be joined by our editor-in-chief, Jeremy Kaplan, who is there live now with Terry Fator. Terry Fator in studio in New York. Hello, guys. Let's go straight to them right now.
That's right, the one and only Terry Fator, who can do impersonations far better than Dan Gall. That was an interesting little puppet you had right there, but not as good as the real thing. Terry, thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be in New York City, especially with the snow. We don't get much snow in Vegas, although it did snow this weekend.
You can have all of it if you want it. We'll ship it up, we'll crate it out, we'll send it over to you. You can use it as a prop for the next show. So again, thanks for coming down here. I want to talk a little bit about the new show, which starts on Monday, you said? Fantastic.
Yes.
10-year anniversary. Congratulations.
Yes, we're preparing for my 10th anniversary, which at the Mirage as the headliner for the Mirage, and I'm doing that. I'm opening the show February 25th because I want it to be perfect for March 15th for the anniversary show.
Which is the day after my birthday. Hey.
Oh, right. Well, happy birthday.
I'll come out for the show. Actually, I'll be
should.
in Barcelona. I'll come out soon.
You should.
So again, headlining in Vegas, of course. I wanted to walk a little bit through your history before we get there. Can you tell us how you got started with ventriloquism and puppetry?
I was 10 years old. I found a book on how to be a ventriloquist. I was singing my whole life since as far back as I can. My first memory is singing to a bunch of adults. I found a book in my school library on how to be a ventriloquist. It was called Ventriloquism for Fun and Profit by Paul Winchell.
Perfect.
And, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember if that was the book, but I think it was that book. And there was a picture of a contract, and it said, $500 for playing at a club.
And you're like, there's
and my
money. My
10-year-old brain said, $500? I can make $500, to play with puppets? So from then on, that just became my goal. My parents had a janitorial business. And so they would, even as young as 8, 9, 10 years old, they would have me go in and clean buildings. So I'd be emptying trash cans and I don't know who does yours, but it'd be building similar like this. And at night, after it would close, we'd go in and we'd empty the trash, and I would empty the ashtrays, and I would clean the bathrooms. And I didn't want to do that for my life, so I would practice my ventriloquism while I was doing that. So I'd be singing along, you know.
So you're walking the halls,
Exactly.
trash cans and talking to yourself as if you're Frank Sinatra. Or...
Exactly. So I'd be like, raindrops keep falling on my head. And I'd be, that doesn't need my eyes. So that's what I would do.
And then, amazing. How many voices do you have?
I do. The last count was over 200. So we stopped counting after about 200, and we said, well, because I have yet to find a singing voice that I can't impersonate.
Yeah. Is there a genre? So it's all about singing. You're not just doing
Right.
stand-up comedy. It's exponentially more complicated.
Well,
because of that.
I do stand-up comedy through singing, because what I do is a lot of my humor is parodies of songs. And of course, growing up, Weird Al Yankovic was my hero. Still is.
I love Weird Al.
Love Weird Al. And I actually studied his. I would pick apart his parodies. And when I write parodies, I do them the Weird Al Yankovic way. I don't. You can't just put a random bunch of words, and it doesn't matter if it's funny, if it's not. You have to keep the basic song. You have to keep the basic song. And use the same words to the song. So, I do have writers that I work with, and they'll send me a parody, and I'm like, that's nothing like the original song. No, use the same timbre and the same rhyming patterns so that it stays with it. And that's really what Weird Al, that's the genius of Weird Al.
But what's astonishing to me, maybe it's second nature, it's just so easy, it comes naturally to you, but different genres, country, pop, whatever it is, Justin Bieber, Michael Jackson, and then female voices as well as male voices. And you can, I think in the upcoming show, you do several of those simultaneously? I
do, yes, I do. I do female voices. I do Karen Carpenter. I do Etta James. I do Cher. I do Aretha Franklin. And then male voices, I do Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Justin Bieber.
I think you brought Sammy Davis down.
Justin Timberlake. I'll pull him out.
Bring him
here.
out. Let's say hi to Sammy Davis.
Let's see. So he's just sitting there.
Ouch, Davey, how you doing? So nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to be here. Yeah,
Sammy, what's your take on Vegas? Do you like it out there?
I love Vegas, Davey. It's fantastic.
So
because I'm the candy man who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew.
That's what.
Thank you.
And so this must be a big part of the upcoming show, right?
Absolutely.
And the whole Rat Pack is there?
The whole Rat Pack, yes. We've got who do we?
Well, we got Sammy Davis Jr.
That's right. This
Of
is Sammy
course.
Davis, and we got Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and then we're also adding Stevie Wonder to the show, and we do, and then we've got Willie Nelson. We're adding, so lots of legends. We just added Justin Bieber. I believe Justin came in for Christmas, but he's never been in my regular show. So
okay.
Justin Bieber, and the cool thing about Justin Bieber he has a puppet that pops up of Dolly Parton on his left shoulder.
A puppet with its own
puppet. Puppet with its own puppet. And a puppet pops up on his shoulder. It's Dolly Parton as his angel. And then Ozzy Osbourne pops up on his right shoulder as his devil.
It's it's groovy, Davey. It's groovy.
Can you sing us a song?
Yeah, which song do you want me to sing?
Can you do...
Can you do... What? No, go ahead. Can you do Michael Jackson? She's out of my life. She's out of my life.
Groovy, Davey.
Groovy. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And we were talking about other things that you have other passions in your life. You're a big gamer as well?
I do, yes. I'm a huge gamer. I love to play games, video games. In fact, I have an Xbox, a PS4, and a Nintendo Switch in my dressing room. And before the show, that's how I kind of get in my Zen moment. I play. Sometimes people will come in and to do meet and greets, and if I'm in the middle of a battle, I'm like, hang on, just give me a second, I'll finish my battle, Right now I'm doing Destiny 2. I love Destiny 2.
Sure.
Just started playing Sea of Thieves, which is a lot of fun.
Excellent.
But I do a lot of Zelda. I like the games where I can pick it up. I haven't gotten into Fortnite. I've played a couple and gotten, blown away so fast that I didn't get a chance to really have fun with it.
I tried it once and I was just embarrassed.
Yeah, it's like these kids are so freaking good at it that there's no point. I'm just like, I came in late and there's nothing I can do. So.
And then, so you must have tried virtual reality as well. It's a big thing in the game.
I do love virtual reality. I have the HTC Vive. I've got the Oculus, and I also have the PlayStation VR, which actually is the one I probably use the most just because I have the least trouble with it. Mm-hmm. It's like every single time I get my friends and I'm like, okay, you got to see this. It's really, really cool. And I'm sitting there updating and I'm like, it won't work. I can't get it to connect. I can't. But with the PlayStation VR, while it doesn't have like with my HTC Vive, I've got a whole room dedicated just to the Vive. So it's got a lot more 3D space that you can use. Whereas you can't do that with the PlayStation VR, but every single time I pick it up, it works.
Can you share your online name in case people want to game with you?
Yeah, I'm. Let me think. I'm trying. Puppet Boy 2009. So if you want to game with me, Puppet Boy 2009. That's my Xbox, and my PlayStation is Puppet Boy. So just Puppet Boy.
There you have it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Tear Bear.
Oh, okay.
Tear Bear,
He's got several
T-E-R-B-E-A-R, Tear Bear.
Clearly.
Terry, that's what my sister used to call me before she passed away, so that's kind of a little, but Tear Bear is my PlayStation and Puppet Boy 2009.
So you just signed a 5-year, $100 million deal with the Mirage.
I did.
And congratulations.
Thank you very
That's
much.
Phenomenal. You're big into VR, and I'm wondering, what's the future of the show? What does that look like? Is there some way that we could bring some interesting technologies like VR into
I'm actually working with Katie Linendahl. I don't know if you know who she is.
I love Katie.
Yeah, Katie. I'm working with her, and we're talking about doing some cool VR stuff with the show and some other things. So keep watching for that. We'll let you guys know when that happens, and you can let other people know so they can check it out.
Interesting. Yeah, I was just thinking about how you keep the show fresh over the years, because you bring in new characters, of course, but then you have to bring new technologies and keep reinventing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Always trying, and I'm always into it. I've got the latest computers. I've got all the latest everything, trying to keep up with things, and we're just trying to figure out. We tried to do a VR. We got the Go Fusion, mm-hmm. and we did the alternate audio on my last DVD, which was it's a Christmas DVD of my Christmas show, available on terryfator.com, and we tried to do that, and it just didn't work. We had it too low, and he said, basically, you're sitting there looking at our crotch the whole time. We had it sitting down, and so he said, yeah, it wasn't. But we're trying to find innovative new ways, because I have never seen anybody that did an alternate audio in VR.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of our idea, but we're working on some interesting things that I think people are going to find fun.
Keep innovating. I like that.
See what it feels like to be a puppet, maybe,
And then I hear you have some philanthropy efforts as well. I mean, $100 million, that's not something you can spend. You can only have so many Ferraris, right?
Exactly.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing?
Yes, we do 100% of the money, the profits that we make from sales of items. So like if you go and buy my Christmas DVD or any of my DVDs or any of my puppets that are available at terryfator.com, or if you come to the Mirage, which I've been there for 10 years, anything you buy, all the profits we make go to the Terry Fator Foundation, which works primarily with first responders and military, but we also have branched out to work with Shriners Hospital, with the American Cancer Society, working with kids with cancer. The Terry Fator Foundation flew a little boy that was close to passing away and is stuck at a hospital across the country, and we flew him in a private jet back home so he could die with his family surrounding him. Little things like this. If you've never lost someone, that may not seem important to you, but it meant the world to the family that
I'm sure.
that he was there passing away at home. We do, but we also, we do as much as we can to help as many people as we can with the Terry Fator Foundation. So,
well, that's fantastic.
So we'll be doing, so anytime you buy any of my merchandise, you're going to be helping people. So.
Well, give a little taste, if you could. What do people have to look forward to if they're going to come out to the show? Tell us about the 10th anniversary.
You're going to see dozens, and I mean dozens of different impressions. I have 24 different puppets that are going to be on stage in an hour and a half. The show flies by. We have one of the funniest things you've ever seen with my Elvis impersonator. Don't want to tell you what it is. His name is Maynard Tompkins, but let's put it this way. In 10 years, he's the only Elvis impersonator in the world who doesn't know any Elvis songs, but he has learned an Elvis song. So he says. He claims he's learned an Elvis song. So if you want to hear my Elvis impersonator, it's a puppet, of course. His name is Maynard Tompkins. Okay. If you want to hear my Elvis impersonator do an Elvis song, Theoretically,
Theoretically.
you need to come and see the show in Vegas. But it's so action-packed. It's for every single age. Doesn't matter. It's clean. Not that I'm against dirty humor. I'm fine with it. I love humor with, I like Andrew Dice Clay.
But it's Vegas.
But just my show,
show.
it's very important to me that it's clean. It may, if you want to bring, it's 5 and up at the Mirage, so if you have kids, and we do have some adult jokes, but they're double entendre jokes where the kids won't get it, but the adults will. So it's a little bit of everything for everyone. And the musical range, oh my gosh, everyone from Justin Timberlake to Etta James to Nat King Cole to The Temptations to, it's just crazy. I mean, it's just every age, every genre, country. We do Willie Nelson. It's crazy. You got to come and see it. It's so much fun.
Well, we're running out of time over here, so I'm going to cut this short, unfortunately. Terry, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Much.
If you're interested in the show, it is at the Mirage. The new show opens up on Monday.
It opens on Monday, our 15th anniversary, and there's still tickets left. I'm sorry, our 10th anniversary is March 15th at the Mirage. So
you heard it here first. And if you want to game with Terry, now you know exactly where to catch up with him online. We're going to cut to a quick commercial, but we'll be back with lots more technology for you in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Digital Trends Live. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Terry Fator is awesome. Puppet Boy 2009 is also the greatest gamer handle that's ever been invented. So you can hook up with him. That's one thing you learned here on Digital Trends. You can play games with him. Puppet Boy 2009. Find him on there. I'm Greg Nibbler. Welcome back. So in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by Kim Wetzel in Las Vegas at the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show. And I'll kind of walk through what that is here in just a couple of minutes. But since we're broadcasting live, I do want to bring up that there is still a great sale going on from HP. So part of their President's Day sale is still going on this week. And there's some really great deals that are out there right now. And just wanted to kind of give you guys a couple of those that are happening. So right now there's, let's see, the HP 15Z laptop is on sale. So these sale prices are up to 56% off. So you can see there, that's the landing page right there. And we've got a link that we'll have for you too. You can go through, but the HP Spectre X360, we've got the HP Pavilion Gaming Desktop, HP Pavilion Gaming 32 HDR display. There's printers that are on sale, all of the laptops up to 56% off right there. And on top of that, you can say, let's see, save up to $760. So really, really good deals. You can see that URL that we're broadcasting. Just copy and paste that in there, or just type it out. It's a pretty easy one to type out. And go ahead and do that. Take advantage of these sales right now from HP for President's Day. Really cool stuff. So something that we're bringing to you here on Digital Trends Live. All right. Now I said we were going to be heading to Las Vegas, and that is what we're going to be doing here in just a second, because we're going to be joining Kim Wetzel at the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show in Las Vegas. She is, I believe, joined by Eloise Hale, the head of corporate communications for Electrolux. So let's go ahead and if we're ready to go, just check in with my producer booth. All right, let's head there right now. It is Kim in Las Vegas. Hello.
Hi, Greg. I'm here at the Kitchen, Bath, and Industry Show, where we're taking a look at all of the great appliances, all of the appliance manufacturers are creating for us. And right now, I'm here with Eloise Hale, who is head of our corporate communications for Electrolux, and she's going to talk about some Frigidaire appliances that are really exciting. Hi, Eloise. How are you?
How are you? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm pretty excited about this oven you have going on. Can you tell me a little bit more about why we're excited about this? Like, what's going on in this?
Yes, I'd love to. So first of all, this is our Frigidaire Gallery front control freestanding oven. And what's awesome about this is, first of all, it's gorgeous. I mean, look at this thing with these gorgeous knobs and the look and feel. Awesome touch. It's like your iPhone. It's such a simple, easy touch. But the really awesome thing is that we have air fry in here. So can I show you the button? Are we okay?
For those of us who don't know what air fry is, I don't know if there's anybody, but what does air fry mean? What is an air fryer?
So we're all familiar with an Instapot these days and how that just kind of took over the recipe world and the cooking world. Air fryers are the new next thing, and they sit on your counter. They're a kind of a large appliance, and they allow you to cook foods in a healthy way, to fry them, if you will, with air in a healthy way. So if you eat your chicken nuggets like you and I do with our sons and our children, or you have French fries or chicken wings, or maybe you're doing something more like a fancier piece of fish that's encrusted with, panko or Parmesan, it lets you do it in a healthy way without a lot of oil. So these things, they're on your countertop and they're bulky. So we said, all right, could you put that in a stove? And we did. And it's awesome. So I'm going to show it to you. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First of all, it's a simple button. So that's all it is. Really easy. And you open it up. And this is the air fry pan that comes with it. So you can see you get a lot of air in there. You get a lot of circulation. And the way it works, it's really simple. It's a really hot start. The temperature accelerates quickly, and then it declines slowly. So you first get the crispy outside, maybe like a roast chicken. Gets crispy on the outside, but it's nice and juicy on the inside as it slowly cooks. So that's the concept behind it. But we love it because you can eat healthy, and if you're a mom like we are and you're coming home at the end of the day, I don't want to feed my children something that's oily and yucky, and I want them to eat healthy, and this is a great solution. So we love it. We love it.
Yeah, it should be pointed out those air fryers are huge. Like, they're great appliances, but it's just another thing you have to store, right? And deep fryers, people don't usually have deep fryers. So you just took a small appliance and essentially put it directly into a little one.
Into one that you have in your kitchen already anyway, which is awesome. And the other thing about the smaller air fryers that are on your countertop is you only can do it a couple at a time, a couple pieces of chicken, a couple pieces of nuggets. So this gives you an entire tray full. So we love it. Again, that mom and us, we need to do it all one time, make it easy to use, make it quick for us, and a good solution, and in a healthy way.
Now, do you have to use this tray right here, or can you use any tray?
You can use any tray. You can absolutely use any tray. You can use a standard cookie sheet, but what's nice about this one, obviously, is the airflow. So you get that crispier outside to it. But yes, you can use a cookie tray.
That's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the pricing and availability on this oven.
Sure. So this one goes into production in April. It'll be available nationally in June, and it's priced at $17.99.
Okay, I almost forgot too, we actually have some French fries over here that were cooked in this oven with the air fryer. I'm going to try one just to see how it tastes. They are Rosemary Parmesan French fries. Okay, so these have been sitting around for a few minutes and they are still extremely crispy. So, maybe later.
Maybe later. Good.
Tell me, have you had these?
I have had these, and they are delicious. And I'm trying to stop myself, but they're healthy, so I can actually have as many as I want. As can you.
They taste like, excuse me for talking with my mouth full. They taste like they actually were cooked in a deep fryer.
Good. And they weren't. These were air fried straight out of this model. So this is exactly what you're going to get, which is nice.
Yeah. Excellent. So what else do you have to show us? Like, there's a few other things that you've got going on here at Electrolux Frigidaire booth. So can we take a look?
We can.
Okay.
I'm going to take you over. Can I show you the induction version of the air fry? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll talk about induction just a little bit.
Okay. So we're going to go over and see the induction version of this particular oven. Induction is a different kind of cooking beyond gas. We have a crowd of people standing here. Hopefully we'll be able to get in there to take a look at this induction oven here.
I don't want to bump you. Is that okay? Are you guys okay?
It's okay.
Okay. Thank you. It's a big crowd.
Let me get over on this side here. Okay, so Eloise, tell me about this. And actually, why don't you tell us what induction cooking is for those of us who don't know?
Sure. It's actually a very old technology. We've had it around the world. We make appliances globally. So America's really the only country that hasn't adopted this type of cooking, but it's starting to get traction. And it's a very simple technology. There are literally small copper coils right under each of these. And when you put a pan on top of it, it creates friction. And that's what generates the heat. So that's what generates the cooking, unlike a gas flame or an electric flame, or excuse me, electric coil. So with these, the other benefit is that number one, they're super precise, so you can boil in half the time. The cooking that you do is really, really fast. It's really easy. Cleanup is simple. And have you ever tried it? Have you tried this yourself?
I haven't, but we have it Digital Trends. My colleague has. She swears by it. Yeah, she thinks it's great.
Yeah, so one of the cool things that we do back at the office as well, but you're able to do is literally you could put a piece of newspaper down on top of the stove, and maybe you're making a pasta sauce and it's boiling over. You know how it gets on the counter, the face of the stove, and it burns? You could literally just have your newspaper there and throw the newspaper away. It doesn't catch fire because it's the metal pan that is conducting the heat. But if you're not comfortable with that, and we certainly understand that, all you do is just take a damp paper towel, wipe it right away, and it's that easy. It's safe. You can put your hand on there. It's not hot. It's warm, but it's not hot. So ease of use, precision, the speed. I mean, again, boiling in half the time, and that's huge. From if like at my house, we're making pasta on a regular basis, and it cuts the time of that in half.
That's mind-blowing. You can just put a piece of paper on an oven, and it's like totally fine to do that. Yeah, so we should point out that this particular oven as well has the air fry capabilities.
Right there. Right there. There's your button right there.
So, yeah. So basically, you can buy air fry capabilities in either the gas stove we saw over there or this induction model as well. So, Eloise, I know you got one more thing to show us. Can we go take a look at that refrigerator?
We certainly can. We've got a crowd over there. Everybody's loving the product, so let's just see what we can get done. Do you mind if I step through? Can I just check? Okay.
Yeah. So we're seeing a lot of interesting stuff at all the booths this year with appliances, which you can find a little bit more out about at our website, digitaltrends.com. Right now we're going to try to take a look at this refrigerator here, which has a cool feature. It actually has a convertible drawer, meaning a drawer that can be either a refrigerator or a freezer. Let's see if we can get over and get some good footage of it.
Trying to get somebody's eyes. Give me a second.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit, while we're standing right here, can you tell me a little bit about what it means?
So what's cool about this refrigerator right here is that when you open it, you have access in your right hand to 75% of your refrigerator. If you think about it, you walk up and you've got maybe a jug of milk or you've got a bag of groceries, and you're kind of holding them to try to normally open a fridge door with both hands. You can't do it with one hand. And this one you access 75% with just one hand, so you can have your groceries in your left hand and open it with the right, which is awesome. Now the other really cool feature is this middle drawer, if you can see it, right here, right there. It converts from freezer to refrigerator, so you can have sorry, they're coming over. You can have a frozen pizza in there. You can make it the kids' drawer if you want. You can put your snacks in. You can have your ice cream in there. Whichever you want, however your family likes to use it. It's completely customizable from freezer to refrigerator.
So is it just a switch that you just indicate that, I would like it to be a freezer today?
It is literally a button. I bet you I can get the drawer open while they're standing there if you want to zoom in.
Okay.
You want to take a peek?
Do it. We're going to try to get in. Okay, so we're taking a look. So this is the custom flex temperature drawer.
Hold your finger right here for 3 seconds, and we're going to do it, and it's going to let us change. So we can change to cold drinks, we can go to freezer, we can do deli, however you like it.
So this is fantastic. I see a white wine feature on here too. That's great.
Easy slide.
So this is an adjustable little drawer. I guess it's not a drawer here. It's a slide where you can compartmentalize if you'd like.
Absolutely. So to your point about the wine, you move it right over, get your wine bottle, and you have your kids' pizza box over here.
Perfect.
It is perfect, isn't it?
My son will like his string cheese in here.
I like that. Let me show you another feature for your son. But you open. So you can feel this side. Open it up so you get 75%.
I'm gonna, sorry, kind of awkward here, but.
So here we go. So the last thing, this was your snack drawer, as you were telling me.
Okay.
Yep. And then we have a slide-in drawer. You might want to come in here. You've got slide-in shelves and a flip up. A little bit easier. So it's very, very nice. Very customizable. So we're good.
Great. Eloise, I really want to thank you for showing us all the stuff at your booth this year, and I'm sure we're excited to get these products in our test kitchen. Like I said, you can read all about these products at digitaltrends.com. Back to you, Greg.
Thank you so much. That is so cool. We are just live in Las Vegas right now. So this show so far, we started off here in Portland. We went to New York. Then we came back to Portland. Then we went to Vegas. And now we're back here again. I'm Greg Nibbler, all over the place. And that is one of the fun things about Digital Trends Live. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to join us every day. And right now, we're going to be unboxing something because we have Luke Larson in here with us. Hello, Luke.
Hey, Greg.
So you have a mystery product. Actually, we know what the product is, but a product here in the box. We're going to actually open this up and unbox. Tell me what it is that we have. It's a Razer.
So this is the Razer Blade Stealth.
Okay.
This is the Razer is of course a gaming brand. They're famous for the Razer Blade gaming laptop.
Yeah.
This is a just normal Ultrabook kind of thing. you
Okay.
know? So,
That-
but it has a cool just difference about it with the color.
Okay. So this is just how you get it, although minus.
I
want to say
I did
kind of cheated just.
I
a little
did
bit
do
there.
the tape. Okay, I did do the tape. You know, I just thought we'd speed up the unboxing a little bit.
Right. No, I think it's a good idea. I mean, it's one of the most exciting things about getting any kind of new tech product is taking it out of the
it's
box.
just I mean, they got a box in a box, anyways.
Box
so.
in a box. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this out here. So again, taking a look, and as we're unboxing this, if you have questions about this particular laptop, go ahead and drop those in there because we've got Luke on here who can answer those questions for you. So again, this is let me make sure I've got it right. It was the Razer Stealth.
Razer Blade Stealth.
Razer Blade Stealth. The name
And
alone is pretty cool.
I'll just give it away. This is the pink version of it.
It's quartz pink. There
It's
it is.
quartz
Spoilers.
pink is what they call it.
Spoilers right now. I need to unbox.
I have seen this before, but I'm really excited to get your impression of seeing this in person.
I have not seen it. And I know Razer makes some great laptops. The gaming side of it is always interesting to me that somebody can make a small gaming laptop that'll actually work.
Yeah.
So we're opening it up. Okay, that color is definitely interesting.
Right off the bat, I'm going to pull this out here. The box in the box in the box.
Box in the box in the box.
Is this really adorable pink color.
There it is.
Look at that.
Pink
now
Razer.
you know what
nice
you're getting
logo
into
right there in the middle. So a little bit of an idea. That is actually, the box in the box is already small. So I mean, this is pretty tiny.
Yeah.
Whatever's going to be in here. So for gamers, by gamers, as you know.
Yep.
You said Razer, definitely for gamers.
Which is an important point, and we'll come back to that, I think.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get through it. We'll talk about the actual specifics here in a second.
So
I want to know about that.
Let's drop that off there.
Okay. That's a pretty slick looking laptop.
Okay, so what's your, now I'm really, let's show, it's hard to see on cameras because it's a little bit reflective, but that is pink.
Yeah, it's very pink. And again, I don't know how it's coming through. And we have questions showing up here too, so we'll get into those specifics on the questions. It's very pink.
Yeah, and so what I really want to say about this is we've got, people have tried pink before. People have flirted with pink.
Right.
You got the rose gold that Apple has always done.
Yeah.
The Dell has done a similar thing on the XPS 13. This, though, is pink for real.
That's actual pink, metallic pink.
Right.
That
and
we have here.
And it's not just on the outside, so we'll open it up here.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
You'll see.
Oh, okay. All right, we're opening this up.
It is.
Take a look.
It's
That is
pink
entirely
all
pink.
across.
They're not joking.
Yeah.
It is entirely pink. So again, taking a look here at the Razer Blade Stealth, the quartz pink version.
Yes.
That we have of this laptop. Okay, so other than the color, which is pretty amazing.
Yes.
I will say that's definitely something unique that we haven't seen before. What's special about this computer? Can
So
you
this
walk through
is
the specs?
Yeah, sure. This is the so it's the Razer Blade Stealth. It is like I said before, it's not a gaming laptop, but because this is Razer, this is basically a standard Ultrabook, but it has a graphics card inside. So it does have an MX150, which is not the most powerful GPU in the world, but it gives this laptop just a little bit of muscle, so it can play games at lower settings. So you can play something like Fortnite or whatever and turn down the settings a little bit, and you could totally make this playable.
It's not going to lag.
No, it's not going to be horrible. I mean, compare this to an experience with trying to do that on an integrated graphics like an XPS 13 or like a a MacBook Air or something. Right, that's not playable. It makes this.
This
playable.
is actually playable.
Yeah, so that's the idea. It's not a gaming laptop, but it has that gaming flair, and that's why I think the fact that they made it pink is so cool. It's just like I don't know about you, but I probably wouldn't buy this laptop.
No, I mean I probably wouldn't either.
But it's so cool that they made this for people who would.
Yeah.
Who would prefer something like
want
this.
something different than the normal boring silver and black, which is what
Yeah, because for how long has it been like that? It's just like
that is kind of funny why nobody's ever actually gone out there and tried
and done something new, and
done something different.
And especially for like the gaming community, the PC gaming community, like for so long everything just looks the same. And Razer's always been good about trying to like push the boundaries on that. And, like, the modern gamer, is like doesn't just it's not just like one type of person. There's like all sorts of people play games these days, and so this is kind of I think acknowledging that there's different demographics out there. So
being asked a chip version, Raymond is asking this.
Yeah, this is the Whiskey Lake Core i7. It's the newest Intel processors.
So it's got a brand new Intel processor.
Yeah, so it's a very capable laptop for sure in terms of just like power and like you could totally use this as your daily laptop for work or whatever.
Yeah, use it for everything and then game a little bit.
Game a little bit on the side as well. For sure, that's the idea.
I noticed the speakers are huge.
Speakers are along the front here in the same way that they are on the Razer Blade, and also you see this on the MacBook, stuff like that. These aren't the best speakers in the world. We've done a full review of the black version of this, so we got this in the studio obviously, but we've done a full review of the black version. I'll kind of skip to my conclusions. I really like the laptop. My one problem with it doesn't get great battery life.
Really?
So I think it has something to do with that graphics card and the fact that it's just pulling a little too much power out of this, and it's kind of unfortunate. But
yeah, that is too bad, especially since you would want. I mean, longer battery life is always the thing that we want.
Right.
But what is the average battery life? Like,
I think from what I remember,
it depends on usage.
It depends on usage. For like normal usage, it was getting around like 5 or 6 hours, which again, that's not horrible, right?
Yeah.
That's like a couple years ago that would have been pretty good.
Right.
But these days the competition is just like it's hard. It's hard.
I mean, if you're going on a flight, that's may not last an entire flight.
Right.
Where you're going.
And it's not going to last you. Then the way we talk about it is it's not going to last you a full work day. You can't you can't work on this computer for your whole day and leave your charger at home. Right.
Yeah.
You have to. And other laptops are doing that. The XPS 13 is doing that. So.
Which is nice. That's that's kind of what you want.
For sure.
So it's got Thunderbolt ports.
It's got a Thunderbolt 3 port.
One Thunderbolt.
It's got one Thunderbolt 3 port and one USB-C port.
Okay.
From what I remember, and it's got 2 USB-A ports. So. So you got everything you need here. I think this is a nice selection of ports for a modern small laptop. It's kind of like got your old legacy stuff with the USB-A, and then you can hook it up to a display coming out of the USB-C.
Nice.
And charging with this one. So
I mean, it's overall. What is your opinion on this?
My opinion is, I love this color.
Yeah.
I think this is cool.
And I think that's important. I'm seeing some people are like, well, yeah, big deal. It's pink, but I mean, it's just the idea of breaking it out and doing something different.
Totally, yeah.
Something different.
Another thing they did was they did a white version of the Razer Blade that I really like the color of. That's actually one that I would prefer that one over the black one.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that in person. It just looks awesome. So overall, this is a really solid laptop. It's doing a lot of things right. It's a great keyboard, a great touchpad. The screen has got thin bezels. It's just not quite to the point where I would say like this is better than if you go out and get some of the best laptops out there.
Yeah.
Like that's always the thing.
What's the price range on this one?
I believe this, and that's kind of the kicker. Like this is a little too expensive, I think. So the fact that it has an MX150 in it, the graphics card. it's going to cost a little bit more. And from what I remember, this is $1,600 with that.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
And I think the non-MX 150 version starts a couple $100 cheaper than that.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it's
so you're
certainly
paying
not
a little
cheap.
extra for that.
Yeah.
And there's laptops that have done that for cheaper. So for sure. But again, this is not meant to be a cheap laptop. This is a
It's a
premium, extremely well built. Like outside of Apple stuff and some of the Surface stuff, like this is as well built a laptop as you can find, basically. You know? So,
all right.
So yeah.
And the review of the other version, well, the black version, which is basically the same.
The black version's up, so check that out. Kind of go into detail on exactly what kind of performance you can expect out of it in some game scenarios, in case people are interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Well, Luke, thank you so much for coming in here and unboxing this.
Yeah.
And taking a look at this. Luke Larson, our computing editor here at Digital Trends. So you can check out the review of that and everything else at Digital Trends. I want to wrap up just a little bit of today, and I want to tell you what's going to be happening here in a little bit. So earlier today, we had Dan Gall in here. Dan is always fun joining us here on the show, and we were talking about the Samsung Unpacked event, which I'm going to bring up here again in just a second. We had Terry Fator in New York with editor-in-chief Jeremy Kaplan. So much fun. So we went from Portland to New York. Then we came back to Portland. Then we went to Las Vegas, where we were joined by Kim Wetzel, our smart home editor, who was talking to Electrolux at the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show. And we'll have lots of reviews and videos, whatever it is that she's seeing down there. I really liked that segment just because it kind of showed what the craziness of being at a convention is like. And we did that live here on Digital Trends, because we're live every day, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and we're going to be back live in about an hour, actually less than an hour. We're going to be live because Samsung's Unpacked event is going to be on. I just want to address that there's a lot of people asking when it's happening. Stick right here to Digital Trends. We'll be rebroadcasting it. We'll have myself in here. Luke's actually going to be in here as well. We've got a cast of Digital Trends characters coming in. We'll talk about the event as it unfolds, as it unpacks, and I had to do it. And we will be here live with you. So stick around, back in about 50 minutes with live coverage of Samsung's Unpacked event. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow with more Digital Trends Live.